Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Muslim Masterminds show. My name is Mutiat Olagoke, and as always, I'm always excited to be on the show today. Particularly today is special to me because today I am going to be hanging out with one of my favorite people in the world, Dr. Olajobi. So for those of you that have seen the posters and you're tuned in for the awesome Dr. Olajobi, he's here. So be excited. I'm just looking like Dr. Olajobi. Okay, but welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Jazakallah khairan for coming because you're bigger than this place. Okay, good. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about mindset. And one of the things that EM Radio is trying, the whole e-narrate platform is trying to achieve is to change the narrative of the Muslim Ummah. And particularly not going about telling stories of how we're so amazing people and the media is painting us black, but more being proactive as to do things that we don't have to go about taking placards about and saying we're this, we're that. We want to raise a generation of people that people won't have a choice but to reckon with our awesomeness. And for that to happen, it's not about it's not a magic. We can't snap a finger like Daniel State. We have to proactively do something. And we found that one of the biggest challenges that we have in this Ummah, or even as human beings, when you're about to change the way things are, the first things you need to do is the revolution of the minds. Our mindset. The kind of things that, the things that we think go a long way to guide the things that we do. As Muslims, what kind of mindset do we have to success, to money, to even inclusion in society? And this is something that you listening probably would have think about. So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. So we went to this program on Friday, amazing program. It was for women, and they were particularly talking about women making money for themselves and creating wealth. Yes, that was it. Women creating wealth. And the sister sitting beside me is one of my friends, and we are on this Muslim Sisters platform together. And they said this stuff, and she kept saying, Muslim, can we do it? So one of the things I said, when we get back home, we're going to go back to our platform and talk to the women on the group about how we can start an investment fund, an investment club. And the sister said, but better let us go and do it outside. Muslim women, they will not want to do it. And she was really quite skeptical about it. But I didn't ask a lot of people because I'm certain that if I asked 10 people, they would tell me, don't take it to Muslim women, and they will say no. So I just took it to the group without getting permission. Of course, okay, I talked to somebody who said, let's do it. But what if we don't get people? How many people will be interested in joining an investment club? But surprisingly, I got to the group and I talked about all the things we learned and how people younger, 10 years younger than ourselves, have landed property in high-priced areas in Lagos, not because they had the money, but within the space of 18 months, they were able to save and, as a group, leverage on their large numbers to get these properties. So the lady said that, for example, they were going to contribute 50,000 every month, and some of you may be thinking, where do I want to save? Well, could we not start from 5,000 every month? Put it away for investment rather than buying the latest scarf or the biggest bag or the newest shoes. Because we have some of this money that we really have it. We have it, but what do you do with it? It's a mindset thing. So somebody is putting aside 50,000 naira every month. I'm even saying let's not even go that far. 10,000 every month. And before you open your mouth, a lot of people are saying things like, what? Where do we get the money from? Well, my people on my group didn't even say that. You know, we have people who were like, oh, I'm interested. And then, of course, as expected, there were people who came on board and they were saying things like, you know that we have to be very careful. You cannot just be putting money away. And somebody came and said, are you sure that the investment you want to do is a halal investment? It's going to be halal compliant or whatever that is. And I'm like, wait. Then one bank called me this week for my business school and told me that I have 10 million naira loan without collateral to collect. And I said no, because the interest on it was 5%. And a couple of people from my class were calling me to say, how do you say no to 10 million naira, 7 years to pay back, 5% interest? I said no, because 5% is riba. Even if it's, I told the guy, even if it's 1% or 0.0005, it's still riba. So you think that me that would say no to 10 million naira would actually raise my own money to go put into a business that is not halal? Why do we have a mindset of creating problems for progress? Whenever there is progress, people will just come. So I started Muslim Speaks. It was costing me more money than I was making. That class is at least 10,000 naira if I wasn't there to bill it. And then I decided that sisters should pay 3,000. Most times I'm showing up in Ilorin, in Ibadan, at my own expense. I went to Abuja on my own bill. And yet, sisters didn't show up. And then I asked why. And one sister came and said, the brothers are wondering, are you sure you don't want to be teaching these our sisters to be carrying placard about? Really? Seriously? Have you even seen my Facebook profile? Do I have a picture about politics? I'm apolitical online. I don't have, what's my own with carrying placards? I'm saying that communication is a backbone of the society, and for you to be a successful member of this society, you need to be able to communicate effectively. And because these courses are expensive and Muslims are already disadvantaged, that I would like to give a clinic that would teach them a whole lot about personal branding and how to pitch and how to sell yourself. When you're telling me we're talking about placards, really? It's a mindset thing. It's like every time we hear progress, we create problems for it. We tell people not to show up. A few years back, some of the sisters wanted to do a hangout, and then we had people blackmailing them, saying that they wanted to do things that were against the Sharia, because women just wanted to sit down somewhere, relax, and talk about how to make their personal and business life better. We need a mindset change. We need to change the way we think, because these things are holding us back. They're holding us back. And that's why I've got Dr. Olajobi here, because if your brain is stuck on one idea, there's one person that can reset it for you in Lagos. Dr. Olajobi is my mentor extraordinaire. I know that actively for 4 years of my life, I was with them. And when I say they, I mean Dr. and Mrs. Olajobi. The best thing that ever happened to me in this city. Apologies to all those awesome people to read. They are on the rank like you are second. But the Olajobi is amazing. I'm going to write an entire book on these people. So Doctor is here to talk about how to reset mindset, like I reset your brain. Dr. Olajobi is the health management and performance coach at the New Neurons. He's also the chairman of the Outliers, and of course the #1 brain resetter. He's a math aficionado. If you are scoring F in mathematics, or you have a child scoring F, tell Dr. Olajobi, I'm giving you like 3 weeks. That child will start like beating everybody in class. And it's not an exaggeration. Like, this is my go-to person. If people call me for a problem, I just say, the Olajobi. Like, I'm my go-to person, people. Doctor is my go-to person for all things attitude and psychology and getting over whatever is holding you back. So welcome.
Okay, assalamu alaikum again.
Welcome, salam.
Okay, so I'm happy to be here. I feel privileged. I think I would like to start from the seerah. When the Prophet ﷺ came, the people said, "Wajadna aba'ana that we found our fathers, Yafaru, doing this. So people have, it's a general thing, it's not just a Muslim mindset, Muslim problem. It's just that we've not been doing a lot of work in this area, so we still have a lot of laid back people. You know, the Muslim sisters, brothers, inclusive. Brothers, probably we are the ones dragging sisters back, yeah? We are the egg. So the mindset is important, and the last is that in Allah, you will become hatta you will become Allah will never change the condition of the people until they change what's in their mind. So the mind drives the body. You can't talk about success or failure. You can talk about history of inventions, discoveries, whatever you talk about, business, great moves, and all sorts, without talking about mindset change. So there must be mindset change. And you know, it just takes you to think, I'll do this. This is possible. And then it's as easy as that. But there is a lot of things. The mind cannot be changed easily because there are two aspects to it: the genetic and the social. So there is the nature and the nurture. Some people are coded in them, but the nurture has more power than the nature. You may have it in you that you're sluggish, you're slow, you're not so smart with numbers, but when you get somebody that can be around you to influence you, that's why Allah says, Kunu ma'as the king, be amongst the righteous. You want to be righteous, be with the righteous people. So the environment is important. When people that you surround with, the books you read, people have read a lot of negative books growing up. People have mixed with a lot of negative people. People have watched movies. Some people have watched horror or African magic, and this thing is scaring them. So when you tell them you should change your life, you can do this, they say it's not possible. The first thing that comes to mind is negative. So that is why it's so difficult.
Why is it the first thing that comes to mind is negative? I always think that because we are afraid of failure.
You know, comfort zone. Yes, that's part of it. But for people like me, well, I think that I think that growing up, I've been taught that failure is part of life. It's the Quran. You can't. It's not possible for you to get to paradise without challenges, without trials, without failing and getting up. Who are you? We're the best of men, the prophets and the Khalilullah, Ibrahim, all of them, we're all tested. So failure is part of life. When you fail, you get up.
Failure is not a village people thing.
No. It's something that happens to everybody. Everybody. When you go out, go online, check. You see people that don't believe in Allah, knowing that adversity is part of life. When you have challenges, thinking, what if I fail? What if I fail? What if you don't fail? What if you fail? What will happen? Failure is part of life. So when you have an idea, just think, okay, is there something to do? Is there something to do? If there's something to do, just think about how can I get it done, not how is it impossible for you. That's what people think about. How is it impossible to get it done? Look at Nigeria. Nigeria is full of opportunities. I'm sorry. People keep talking. That's what they know how to do. To complain.
Easier for you to say.
People, it's easier to complain. It's easy. Comfort zone.
Yeah.
Complain that yes, that is that. But this is that. Can we do something about it? What can we do about it? There's always something to do about it. There's always something to do about it. But what we think about it is not possible. We can't do it. How can we get ourselves together to form an investment club? How can we get money? The problem is not money most times. The problem is an idea. An idea that makes sense. An idea that can solve people's problem. People will come on board.
Okay. So, proactive way to changing your mindset.
Okay, so the first thing is for you to identify that I have a problem with mindset. Yes, I have a problem with mindset. For some of us, maybe someone like me is lucky, must have been lucky to have been surrounded by people. My parents, positive people, growing up, when adversity comes, they tell you, don't worry, you'll be fine. And with understanding Islam, and then they taught us with the deen, and then being in the university. Also, I had challenges in medical school, so maybe some challenges, some challenges I faced in medical school toughened me up, made me see that failure is part of life. You know, and then getting out of medical school, working, and then you have some challenges too, and you know that Allah says in the Ma'ad also Yusra, with every difficulty there's ease. When you know that there will always be challenges, your life is easy. So when challenges come, it's just part of life. It's part of things that will come. Okay, how should I solve this? So the first thing is to know that life is full of challenges. You can't live life without challenges. The best of people are challenges. The Prophet ﷺ, who was the most beloved of Allah, are challenges in life. So when you know that, then you can move to the next level. Some people have had it rough growing up. They've lived in houses that nurtured them negatively.
Okay.
So I was talking about somebody did not agree with something that was going to benefit the person, and then we were wondering, now why would this person not agree to this? So we looked at the things surrounding him. So for me, I empathize with people. If you look at the person, experiences have made the person to feel this thing is going to bring trouble. So even if you see it as a very big investment, the person sees it as something that's going to bring trouble. So growing up, the friends we meet, the family we lived with, then for those that went to school, the friends you had in school, the teachers that taught you, the books you read, the TV you watched, the music you listened to, the lectures you listened to, they form the basis of your mind. The mind is made up of the conscious and the subconscious aspect. Now the subconscious aspect takes care of over 95% of decisions we make. So when somebody says something, you react based on the 95%. The reaction is based on the unconscious. Most of the time, it comes like that. So if you've read Blink by Malcolm Gladwell, he talked about the habit of thinking without thinking. So you just do something. Somebody can come in now and, okay, if you had an interview panel and one of the candidates come in, for some of us to make up our mind, the person stepping in, oh, I like this guy, oh, I don't like this guy. The person opens his mouth, oh, I can't hire this guy. So it's blink, with the twinkle of an eye, you make a decision. The decision you made is not really based on all the things that are going to happen, but something you just saw, and it is formed based on the experiences you've had all your life.
Yeah.
So we need to look back, growing up, and then look at now what is happening to you and make up your mind. I want a change.
That's what you
decide to change.
That's the hard part, right?
That's the hard part. That's the hard part, because sometimes you want it, but something within you tells you, is this possible? Sometimes, even for addiction, for some bad habits, you know you should stop. Maybe you listen to a lecture and you I wanted to stop this thing, it's not good for me. Or you went for a training and you see this is good for your business, and then I want to stop this thing, and then something reminds you that but it means that shoe you wanted to buy, you won't be able to buy it. You talked about savings. People that are rich, they are not rich by making more money. They are rich by saving from what they make. If you make more money and you spend more money, you can't be rich.
Exactly.
So it's still mindset. So when you think it's possible, it's just possible. When you think it's not possible, then it's not possible. What can we do? So the first step is to change your mind. Be ready for the change. Okay, I want to change. Now you will keep going back, you keep defaulting and going back. Then what you need to do is keep coming back.
Okay, so I know that some people, I know that some people would like to join us, ask questions, and please do, if you're listening right now and mindset has been a problem for you, if you're going in circles with your life, right? I think that for people going in circles with their lives, it may be because of your formula, conscious, subconscious.
Yes.
Okay, so the number to call us in is 08096405786. 0096405786. Once again, to talk to my Dr. Olajobi and myself. 0096405786. Okay, so about the fact that we're going in circles, and it's because of the mindset. And until you decide that, until you decide, no, this has to stop. Because some people, it's not about the challenges. They don't even know if they have to change. Like they're so comfortable where they are.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a comfort zone. You see, there is something about the brain. The brain, one of the functions it does is to protect us from problems. So as soon as it perceives something, perceives something as a problem, it helps you to avoid it. So when your brain tells you, I'm fine, so somebody gives you an advice to do something, your brain tells you, I'm fine. The next time you think about that thing that person said that is going to help you, I'm fine, because your brain is going to tell you, there's no need. Now, one of the things we can do is start small. One of the problems we have is we want a big change all at once.
I want to start from Atlantic.
Yeah, that's the problem. We want to start big. Even Allah, Azza wa Jalla, did not create the heavens and the earth in one day. He can do it in 1 second. Allah says, إِذَا أَرَادَ شَيْئًا أَنْ يَكُولَ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونَ. إِذَا أَرَادَ شَيْئًا أَنْ يَكُولَ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونَ. When he wishes something, if he wants something, all Allah needs to do is to say, kun fayakun, be, and it is. But Allah decided that I'm not going to create the heavens and the earth like this. I will spend 6 years. Yes, 6 years. Now, He wants us to learn something. The same thing with the Quran. Allah revealed the Quran over 23 years. You're going to have done it for the Prophet. It's not impossible for Allah to say, Prophet, wake up in the morning and then the whole Quran is in your head. But Allah decided not. He wants us to learn a lot of things. You learn gradual, things come in piecemeal. And then at the end of the day, you see that it becomes a whole. What we want is, we want it. So when you hear this talk now, you're excited, I want to change. And then you wake up tomorrow morning, you do it first day, second day you do it, and then third day, you cannot do it again. So you start it big. The Prophet ﷺ said that Allah will not get tired of you. This thing is primarily when it comes to ibadah. But you can use it in other aspects of your life. Ibadah, it says, Allah will not get tired of us. Start. Just do small things and then you can increase on it. What Allah appreciates most is regularity. And this regularity is what has formed the base of that subconscious mind. The thoughts, you do it again and again. You keep going back. And when you start small, just start one thing small. Do it regularly, hard to eat, and like that. It forms a
let Dr. Olajobi continue. We'll be here all day and you keep enjoying it. We have to go on a break now. When we come back, you get to join us through the phone. Please call in. If you have any question for Dr. Olajobi on mindset, on your brain, and all of that, it's going to come and tell us about new neurons and all the amazing work they do there. So stay tuned. We'll see you at the end.
This is EN Radio. Nigeria's first Muslim.
This is the final frontier. Did you not think we would be tested?
This is EN Radio. Nigeria's first Muslim radio.
Welcome back. And if you're just joining us, this is the Muslim Mastermind. This is the Muslim Mastermind, and you are hanging out with awesome Mutiat. Well, somebody used to wait to ask me who named you awesome Mutiat. I think I did myself. Like, Dr. Olajobi, is it wrong for me to call myself awesome Mutiat?
No.
Say the difference between Ria and self-affirmation or positive affirmation is intention.
It's positive, yeah, it's intention.
Positive affirmation is intention. So I use the word awesome a lot, and a lot of people would say that, oh, awesome. Why you always say awesome? Because everything is awesome. Because that's me. Personally, I don't know if I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I do not believe that there's anything like good Muslim. For me, the word Muslim encompasses every form of good. So if you are either with us or not or against us, if you're going to be a Muslim, you cannot be mediocre at it. We're not a people of mediocrity. And that's why we're talking about mindset today, about the fact that a lot of us are, unfortunately, is that say Muslim is not synonymous to mediocrity. Like people think about Muslim schools and they're like, oh, what Muslim schools? Okay, maybe your children will know how to wear hijab, but you don't expect academics from them. But I know a Muslim school that is doing well. Well, of course, Dr. Olajobi's the Outlier School. Dr. Olajobi is the chairman of the Outlier School. So now we're going to talk about Dr. Olajobi, the man, the legend, the awesome Dr. Olajobi. Doctor, say hello to your fans.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so
the man, the awesome, the teacher, the coach, the mentor, the father, the husband,
Mentor,
my
coach, okay.
uncle, adopted father to Mutiat, the awesome. Like, how am I supposed to not be awesome when I'm working with you? You never let me rest. So, who's AbdulFattah Olajobi?
Okay, so AbdulFattah Olajobi is a young man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a vampire.
Okay. I grew up in Oshodi. Yeah, I was born in Oshodi. Nursery school, primary school,
Please wait.
secondary school. Oshodi.
Hold it. He grew up in Oshodi.
Yeah.
What comes to
Oshodi
mind
Lakes.
when you hear Oshodi Lagos? Like, this is a medical doctor, a teacher, mind trainer. You grew up in Oshodi, because some of you are thinking, Twale, immediately you heard Oshodi and you're like, and I would like him to come back to that again. It's a mindset thing, right?
Yes, mindset. Yeah.
Okay, so
So I finished from Oshodi, Conference High School in Oshodi, and then
public
to
school,
University of Lagos,
public
studied
school.
medicine, and after that worked as a medical doctor in hospitals. Yeah. Till 2013, when I resigned from Lagos State Civil Service, while also practicing practicing hospital medicine, I did some teaching. I've always been a teacher since 29 years ago, 1989.
It's very young.
That's
Some of us
when I
were not
finished,
born
when I
then.
finished secondary school and tutorial centers and all that. So when I resigned from civil service in 2013, I joined my wife fully at Green Healthcare Services.
So you went from working in a hospital to
Yes.
becoming a teacher.
Teacher, yeah. So and then I worked part-time as a doctor in the evenings and the nights, yeah. Yes.
Bring it back.
Okay, so
Have you worked part-time as a doctor?
I work in the private sector. Yes.
There was no village people to tell you, are you crazy?
Well, nobody said I was crazy. Was I crazy? Because people saw what when you are just different, you're different. I'm not boasting, I'm
No.
So in the civil service, I worked at Rwanda General Hospital. I was a destructive thinker. I won't do what is ordinary. I just want to do something different to impact lives. If I'm not impacting life, my life is useless. So, and then I was teaching too. So a good number of my colleagues knew I was teaching. So when I dropped my return letter, with immediate effect, they asked, "Does it mean you're going? I'm not going. I'm not working again." Okay, it means you're going to pay 1 month in lieu of your notice. I said, yes, I'm going to do that because I just want to go into teaching. And I had a project to run in Abuja there, math clinic. So I said, so what are you going to be doing? Well, I'm teaching for some time. And then later I would want to do a clinic hospital. My mom is not going to leave me alone. I said, oh. So when my mom knew actually I resigned, I said, I said, I'm teaching. Teaching, I'm a medical person. We'll come back to that. Now I'm going back to that. So, no nuance clinics is starting. We're doing the papers. December is going to start, inshallah, in Onika. So, teaching is still there. Hospital is coming back because it's a skill I've learned, and I think there's a lot for me to contribute to the society. Yes, there is an aspect of society that you need to impact and then make some money.
Yeah, well, I think the health sector definitely.
It's not only health sector; it's a systemic thing. But the bane of all of this is education, and that's why I faced education first. Yes, seriously, education is our problem in Nigeria. So, and then teaching and training. My biggest core skill is human capital development, and then I thought that just training people, training teachers, training all these is not enough. Why don't we catch them young? So the school came, as an option, and then we're impacting. Alhamdulillah, it's not been easy. We know we still have a lot to do in producing the best of Muslim kids that are confident and can add value to the society. What is most important? You live no life when you don't add value to the society. First I've said that. The best of mankind is it will impact mankind, it will benefit mankind. If you don't impact mankind, it's like a worthless life, no matter how small it is. That's why Muslim said every day it's incumbent on you to make sadaqah. It's incumbent. It's not by money alone. Good smile, smile to somebody that is in need of something, good greeting and all that. You know, they make impact in the life of some people. Some people feel hopeless. Greeting them well and asking, how do you feel? Hope you're fine. Makes them happy.
I think that in saying what you just said now, just there are a lot of, I've become like an income to, or what do they say, like a counselor to so many people. Like I just posted something for myself, and then people are coming to say, this happened to me too. And before you know it, just chatting somebody up, and they say, thank you very much, you just made my day.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you can smile, and then you can chat somebody up on WhatsApp. You're there all the time anyway, and you can impact life and do some charity. Okay, so the family life, because I can see some sisters going, So that's like the home man.
Okay, so I'm married with 6 kids now.
Wow.
Yeah. 5 boys and a girl.
Well, some people are saying 6 children. I think the Olajobis can raise 10 kids, and they will come out fine last.
I think we are raising more than 100 kids.
Including Mutiat, they are raising me too.
They have a lot of kids in the school.
They have a lot of kids in the school. Like, no, don't say that. They can raise a dozen kids in their own house, and they will be fine. Like, inshallah, amazing. 5 boys. Like you had all the boys. This local government will have the boys. Mashallah. So, okay, so that's your family life. Work. We've talked about how you're going back to and then we know that your passion is your passion is impacting.
Yeah.
So the question always comes like, it's easier said than done. Like the road here, what are the things that you've overcome that some of us can learn from it? Like,
okay, so that's interesting. When we started, the first thing we did, my wife and I, was Castle of Knowledge Kids Club, and that was primarily for the Muslims. And it started by an inspiration or prompting from our child then. He was about 4 or 5 years old. We could do something for Muslim kids, and then we started that. Along the line, we saw that it was taking a lot of energy and money. So we had to start business, and that was how Brain HK started. Brain HK. Because of the experience, like you said, people believe that the Muslim audience is difficult.
yeah.
So the Muslim audience is difficult, and then it was like that with Castle of Knowledge. And so we said, okay, education is going to be a general thing. And till date, our maybe like 60-70% of our clients are still Muslims. 50-60, no, 60-70% of our clients are still Muslims. And when we started the school, we just made up our mind. Whatever the behavior of the Muslims will be, it's going to be a Muslim school anyhow. And we've never regretted it. When we first started, at that time, there were no qualitative Muslim teachers as much as we have now. Even now, some schools still have challenges with Muslim teachers, qualitative Muslim teachers. And I told my wife after the first event of hiring a non-Muslim teacher, I said, after this, we're not hiring a non-Muslim teacher again. No matter how non-qualitative the person appears, we're going to train the person and keep retraining till the person becomes good. And that's what people do. And alhamdulillah, now 100% of our teachers are Muslims.
Alhamdulillah.
Good attitude and core skills, alhamdulillah. So it's not been easy. It means a lot of dedication. It means a lot of passion also. People still question it. They say, follow your passion, follow your passion. What do you mean? You know, people don't understand it. It's easier said than done. And then it may not be so easy for you to discover your passion. Your passion, your talents. You need to keep working. You may need to volunteer here and there. You may need to try some things, wumble and tumble. You may need to make mistakes, fall and get up before you find your true calling. When you are determined to live a purpose-driven life, you will live at a time and you just find out that, okay, I'm not expecting profit or I'm not expecting the money, but money will come because you're solving the problem. When you provide solutions to people's problem, you make money. But the problem is that most times when we identify a problem, we may not be passionate about it, and we still go into it because we feel there's money there.
Yeah.
Money shouldn't, if money is the basis of your starting a project or a business, it may fail. Yes, and that's why you have a lot of startups collapse within 1 year.
Because they're doing it for
5
money.
years. You know?
Is it because they're doing it for money?
Primarily for money. Now, when you may want to do it for money, but you must also identify whether you're passionate about it or not. Do you have the skill also? Passion helps you to stay on top of it when you're not making money. When I resigned from civil service, the first project was the math clinic. It was supposed to. You can remember that math clinic. You can remember it.
Yeah, I do.
I flew to Abuja. We broke even barely. At least we didn't make any debts. You know, we were able to just break even. But the math clinic in Lagos, which wasn't the first, was, I would call it a flop. Alhamdulillah, we didn't have the kind of number we expected, and then this was me who wasn't expecting salary that month. This was me who was going to drop a check to pay for 1 month in lieu of notice, and this was me with a family at that time of 5 children. And then I started thinking, so what should I do? Should I go back and look for a job? This is what.
Would they have taken you back at the sunset?
Not at that place. Not at that place. I won't even go. I won't even go. Because I'd grown bigger than the civil service. That's as an individual.
Yeah.
Because my vision, the thing I had to do, you go to your MD, you give advice. They can't use it. Even if they wish to use it, they can't use it. You see something in your unit, you can do something to impact. There are some things you can't do except there is ratification from above. You can't do it. It's demoralizing. I can't stay in that kind of system. I tried, for almost a decade with them. So I'd grown bigger than the system, so there was no need going back. All I need to do is find opportunities outside to express what I needed to do, make impact. So I don't need to go back. The one I needed to do is, okay, why did I fail in this? You can't find anybody in history. Is it Bill Gates? Is it Steve Jobs? Is it Dangote? Is it, just mention the names.
Even
that
the
didn't
lost some battles.
Yeah, even the Prophet lost battles. Even the Prophet and his companions, they were Yes.
Lost souls.
It is impossible for you to make success without failures.
Yeah.
So there is no need. If you are sure this is what I should do, go ahead and do it. Keep doing it. But if you're not passionate, don't worry yourself. Just do your thing. If you're an employee, just face it. All you need to do, you can be financially stable as an employee. What you need to do is cut your coats according to your material, not according to your size. Your size may be bigger than your material. So according to your material.
But would you now wear coats that is tight?
There's a way to do it. if you're fashionable, there's a way to do it.
Just mix it to one coat something and say it doesn't have button, that's his style.
You see, financial intelligence is a very big topic.
Yeah, we
But
should
people don't come back to talk about that.
skill.
When you talk about how can you make it, how can you do business well, how can you run family well, and then you will make losses and all that. There are things to do.
Okay, I believe we have a caller. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Okay,
I hope it's okay to make a call. I only saw that we can join conversation through this number. I don't know if it's through call or WhatsApp.
Yes, you can join. You can call. Yes, you're already here.
Oh, alhamdulillah, mashallah.
What's your name? Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from,
I'm
MCD?
calling from Awaya and Lagos here.
Thank you for joining us. We have Dr. Olajobi here.
Alright, Dr. Olajobi, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I hope the name rings a bell.
Boss. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a family reunion here.
Yes.
So do you want to contribute or you have a question for Doctor? Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me too.
So I'm asking. Okay. Go
The
ahead.
line is breaking a bit.
Okay, the question.
Yeah, I want to take
Okay.
the doctor. The discussion has been very interesting so far. And, well, personally, it's really hitting me so hard. Having passion for what you want to do, being by yourself, impacting lives and so on. It's really hitting me so hard, mashallah, and I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us success in everything we do. And I must also say that I'm so happy to hear that very soon you're going to be starting a clinic or a hospital, so to say. Very soon. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put that and I think that's what I have to say for now.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, MC Dini from Yaya. Okay, so you.
Alright, now.
Do have a great week. Walaikum salam. So you can join us too. We have a few minutes on the clock, so if you have anything to, even if it's just put your name down as Dr. Olajobi's client for the hospital coming up. MC didn't just booked one card, hospital card now. Okay, doctor. So back to, as you were talking, passion. So okay, you say that having financial FQ is good, being passionate about it. Some people have been passionate about it, but they have families to take care of.
Okay, so passion, you see, passion, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it is.
You must also have a plan. Okay, for me, I had an exit plan. You have an exit plan. You have a plan A, plan B, and you have a plan C. So that if this doesn't work, you'll be able to do it this way. You must know that you have a family to feed before you leave. So you want to have something that will take care of them.
Okay.
For example, for me, what I did was, I had a job. I still had a job. That was what I said. I was working part-time.
Okay.
I still had a job I was doing, so that if business is not so rosy, this is bringing in some money that can still take care of the family. And now in the morning, I go to brainstorm, plan, do marketing and some other things. Usually when you have a service or a product that you are sure will solve a problem, all you need to do is market it. Marketing, I'm learning marketing more every day. So marketing is the main reason businesses thrive, ideas thrive. If you're not able to market it, even sometimes, I don't know if you're aware that people buy things, products or services, and they regret it. After. Yes, the marketing was good. Yes. If you ask a lot of people that use iPhone today,
why?
They don't need it.
That's the why do you have?
Yes, even Samsung or Infinix, the great people buy. What do they use it for? They don't need it at that level, but because of the hype around it, the psychology around it, yes, they buy it. So people, no doubt, there will be challenges. You said personal family, there will be challenges. That may be the fitting period, and then the person may just need to be patient while still strategizing. Sometimes one may go back to pick up the job. I know someone that went to pick up a job, and then came back later to face entrepreneurship. There is sometimes you may need to do a slow exit, gradual exit, like just leaving paid employment and jumping to the it's like a jungle.
So another way could actually be that rather than having to go start your own, so you've already started, you could go from that job to another job.
Yes,
so you're passionate about something, tired of the last job, you get a new skill and go and apply for that one. It doesn't mean that you have to start.
You can even be a partner where you're working, depending. A lot of times too, we look at getting a bigger opportunity without seeing that we can make the place we are presently a bigger opportunity for ourselves. Yes, you grow big. You grow big to make that place you are big.
I'll contribute to make the place big. I tell my staff every day.
You're big.
If we make a lot of money, I'm not going to go and put it in my village. We'll share it together.
Yes.
So let's make money together. MashaAllah, it's been a class. Like I've really enjoyed myself. Okay, so if you wanted to call in and you haven't done that, well, what can I say? The time has run out. It's been amazing having a pleasure here. So I'll go through some of the things that I have learned, because it's not possible to hang out with the Olajobis and not learn something. It's like you heard, like me now, I hear it all the time. People would think I should take it for granted. I can't take it for granted. This is my life. And it's been the best part of it. So what are the things you need to change your mindset? You need to know that there will always be challenges. There will always be. If you are sitting pretty where you are and you're like, no, I don't have to change anything. Babe, like you said it too. Well, you that said it was Allah that said it. There will always be challenges. And then you need to also check the people around you. So when you are thinking to yourself that I want to be a better person, and you're still working around people who are not amazing, would you be better, doctor? Let me affirm it to them, because some people may just be jealous. Like you said, they should change the people around them, because those are people who influence the people we are. Your parents, your families, There was a time I realized that I was making friends and losing friends just the way my mother does. And I thought, this has to change. This has to change. So Doctor he has a project on please, could you tell us about the project?
Okay, so just quickly on what you said, you don't need to announce to anybody that I want to change my friends.
Please don't announce it.
You don't need to announce. It's just you looking for people that you know this is the kind of life I want to live. Pious people, hardworking people, industrious people.
Do we have time for that Mutado story?
So
how we don't? Okay.
So you mix more with those people. They influence the way you think, and they will drag the kind of success you want. There's a way it does. That happens. Now we have Arobitun. It's a new project. It's coined from that last verse of Surah Imran. Allah says, "Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu isbiru wasabiru warabitu wattaqullaha la'allakum tuflihun." That what you believe. Isbiru, be patient, establish yourself in patience, absolute patience. Warabitu, and also be steadfast. Wattaqullaha, fear Allah, so that you can be successful. Now, that steadfastness, the single most important characteristic of every very successful people is steadfastness, is grit, perseverance. So we converge every month. From last month we started. In December we're going to be doing something. This one is going to be free. It's about marriage and relationships. Can you make your marriage more robust? Can you make your relationship more robust? It's going to be hold at the Outlier School.
So it's about the Muslim mindset.
Yes, Muslim mindset change. It's a series.
Is it for just brothers? Because
no, it's for everybody.
A lot of brothers. You brothers need it a lot.
Yes. Yeah. So more for brothers. But it's for everybody actually.
Okay, so
it's a problem when you think the other person is the one with the problem. Everybody gets the problem.
So, of course, before I go, he said that you should be ready for change. Change will come and meet you. At your comfort zone, it will come. Whether you want to change or not, you're comfortable 10 years from now. I'm sure Naita was comfortable 20 years ago.
If you don't change, you'll be changed.
You'll be changed. So, before you are changed, it's the law of evolution. You just have to change. Then you start small, be very dedicated, be very passionate, and I'll make it easy for you. All of us, for you in particular, whatever it is you're going through, and I'll make it easy for you, and guide you. Jazakumullah khairan, Dr. Olajobi, for coming. Thank you for, please, Dr. is not available to adopt any one of you. It's my adopted father, we are plenty. Anyway, so you can always reach out to us on the numbers if you want to reach any of our speakers. We'll see you next week, inshallah. So remember that the number is 0096405786. Save it on your phone so that you can call us next week, inshallah. I'm going to have a funky somebody come next week. Please remember to tell your friends to download the app and join us. Join us for all our morning programs, all our shows. You don't have any excuse to not join. The app is right there on your phone, and then it plays like that. I'll make it easy for you. So you have an amazing week. Once again, my name is Mutiat Olagoke. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.